Hey everyone, this is Erin from Lady P Collective, and welcome to my YouTube channel. There is so much chaos going on, so you might hear some of that in the background, but just try to ignore it. Okay, so this is kind of the new format, doing a little coffee and just talking to you guys. So that's that. So today's topic, I was thinking about the whole concept of moving forward, right? So I've talked about it before, and I think when we think about moving forward, we think about moving forward in big ways, right? Like moving past a relationship, getting over a breakup, going on to the next job, just big things for moving forward. And just kind of how to deal with them. But what we don't talk about is the little micro everyday ways in which we could move forward or choose to move forward. And this is why I thought about it, is because we have just so many interactions with family, friends, colleagues every single day. And I find myself sometimes not moving on in some of those interactions, right? So I feel the need to either like maybe people please or defend myself, and it just is so time consuming, where sometimes I just feel like, again, I have to appease everybody. And realistically, it's kind of selfish because I want everybody to feel comfortable, but I really want myself to feel comfortable, right? Like I want a solution, I want a resolution, like, and then to keep going forward, because that makes you comfortable, right? Because you don't want to sit in the discomfort. And what I'm realizing is a lot of times I don't need to defend myself or say that extra piece. I could just decide to move forward, and that might feel uncomfortable, and there might not be any resolutions. It's just kind of, you go with it and you see what happens. And for me, it's like, I'm a planner, I don't like that. And for a lot of people, we just feel like we have to appease everyone, and that becomes so exhausting. And then again, we're in this cycle of just exhaustion all of the time, right? And we just wonder why we are, and we don't think about it on a very small level of everyday interactions and the things we put forth every single day. We're not as intentional, and we tend to have maybe conversations or communications or whatever they are go on longer than they need to be. So I don't know if you've been suffering from this at all, but I have been. And I started realizing when I kind of pulled back and did the whole kind of less is more, it worked really well. And I would also sometimes in conversations kind of take it back and be like, why do I want to say more? Is it worth defending? And why does this communication have to keep going? Like, what is not allowing me to move forward and feel okay about it? Because sometimes I feel like this guilt and this shame. And what I wasn't realizing is it wasn't necessarily from the situation, but it was from other triggers, right? Past traumas that were making me just want to appease everybody. And I think, again, I'll say as a disclaimer, like, obviously you should be professional, obviously be kind when you can. It's just sometimes we find that hard thing where we just kind of either want to shut down, have to be kind, or just we get emotional. But there is that time in between where we could just be direct and learn to not have to take it so personal or be so emotional with it. We can just be direct. And that's also a form of self-care, taking care of ourselves, because at the same time, it's projecting, right? We think of projecting as like, projecting is only when we project negative things onto people. But the reality is that we project what makes us comfortable onto others. So it can even be an apology or something overly kind. That's still a projection because we are trying to appease ourselves. And that doesn't work. We need to start realizing that we need to take care of ourselves, be direct, be kind when we can, but we don't have to overly please people, because the more we do that, it feels good in the moment. But when we step back, that's one of the reasons on a daily level that we're feeling exhausted and overworked and overwhelmed because we're doing this all the time. And when you want to have that full life, when you want to have those relationships, you have to put in the work and you have to put in the communication. So for me, it was just about trying to find that balance. And I'm still really trying to find that balance into what I have time for, what I want to put time into, and how much of sometimes of a communication that is just going overboard, but is also making me and maybe the other person feel good, but it's not really what's best for either one of us. So that's just kind of how I've been feeling lately, and a topic I wanted to discuss because, again, we talk about moving forward all the time, but we really don't talk about it on that small little level. So I would love to know if you guys have the same concerns or the same problems with this, if you want me to talk more about it, if you can relate to it. I would love to hear from you, so just comment below. Like this. You can see this on my YouTube channel, Lady B Collective, and you can also see it straight on the website. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, and also just say what I normally do is that I'm always open for, not always because I'm learning boundaries, but you can DM me on Instagram or Facebook. You can write me at info@ladybcollective.com. You can see all of my content at ladybcollective.com as well. And I just want you guys to remember again that feelings are not truths, and they're temporary, and that no matter what season you're in or what you're going through, you are always worthy and capable and enough.